Hi. I know this looks like I robbed a stationery shop, but I promise I didn't. Yeah, I had to put that down. That got way too heavy. So this is the video no one asked for, but I'm gonna make anyway. Today, I am going to walk you through this whole chaos that I call my journaling ecosystem. And no, you don't need this many journals, but I'm going to try and justify them anyway. I sort of got into journaling sometime last year after going through a significantly bad period of mental health struggles. And I've always journaled on and off. I just really struggled with staying consistent. And I'm very, very, very happy to say that I've successfully been consistent for the last 8 months. And a lot of that is thanks to these many notebooks, but yeah, I mean, whatever works, I guess. So I'll sort of walk you through what each of these are for. Hi, so editing Samia here. I realized I didn't really talk much about why I think journaling is important, or at least to me. And I think it's such an important outlet for you to sort of put in your negative thoughts, your judgments, your harsh critiques, or whatever, instead of putting that on the internet. I guess I find that everyone needs an outlet for all those negative thoughts, and a journal is better than putting all of that on the internet. Anyway, back to the video. So without much further ado, let's dive into this. So the first one we have here is my hobonichi weeks, I believe. This I honestly got a couple of weeks ago, so I'm very new to this, but I basically have been struggling to sort of maintain all my deadlines. Sometimes I'll assign work to other people and I'll forget to follow up. So this one is just purely to keep track of my deadlines and, well, other people's deadlines. I just started using this a couple of days ago because it starts from mid-year. It's cute, it's small, easy to slip in the bag, which is what I need. This is my pocket notebook. It's a, I don't know how to pronounce this brand, Loistrom, I think, just based on other videos. But anyway, it's like a pocket-sized notebook I keep on me to, write down my wayward thoughts. I have really been into photography, but all the terms confuse me so much. So I wrote down a lot of the things that I might need when I'm trying to learn how to take better pictures. So this is what this is for. I find that I'm the kind of person who values convenience over anything else. So if a notebook is not convenient to use, if it's not convenient for me to reach for it, I'm actually going to stop using it. So I think with a lot of trial and error, I've figured out a system that works for me.
Oh no!
This is what I call my junk journal. This just literally has what I said, junk, and there are a lot of nice videos out there that sort of talk about what people do with their junk journal. I am not as organized, and I find that concentrating, like other people's journals will be like so aesthetic and stuff. And I find concentrating on the aesthetic really like makes me not want to journal. So I just paste things and write as I go. I don't really care about decorating. Like I have a Turkish pasta recipe here. I have postcards from my travels. I sort of was keeping track of all the tea I was drinking. I sort of stopped. I'm gonna take that up again. I have this obsession with Lindt chocolates because they have so many different flavors. So I've been collecting those, sort of rating them based on how much I like them. Okay, picked it up. This is sort of what I call my daily journal. And if you can't tell, I'm really obsessed with stickers. I love personalizing things. This is the hobonichi cousin. I don't use all the features that comes with this notebook. Like I don't use the monthly spreads. I don't use the weekly spreads at all. I only just use the daily spreads to write about what I'm thinking, what I'm feeling, what's happening in my life. So this is just more of a memory book. Sometimes I don't even write too much. I'll just paste stickers and have a go at it. And part of that is I find forcing myself to write really makes me not want to. So I don't take this too seriously. There are days when I just, I don't even write anything. And I find that works better for me. When I feel like I have to do something, I am less inclined to do it. Someday I can look back at it and just think about how far I've come or how back I've gone back. I'm not going to spend too much time on this. This is my work notebook. I just take notes for work, and if you can't tell, again, very obsessed with personalizing. This is also a fairly recent addition to my journaling collection. I read a lot, and I also watch, obviously, a lot of TV shows and movies, and I find that I often forget about them. Like, I have a general overview of, well, I liked this or I didn't like this, but I'll forget why I liked it or why I didn't like it. And a big goal for me this year is that I want to be a little more mindful of my consumption. So what I do is when I watch a new TV show, or like a new movie, I'll just write a little bit about it, just a little, yeah, I like this, no, I didn't like that. This is how it made me feel. Not too much, it's like 7 or 8 lines. This is a new old edition. This is a reading journal from a page on Instagram. It's called Kunitsa Ko. I bought this, I think 4 or 5 years now. Maybe in 2021, I think. And I stopped using it for a while because it felt too much work. And I'm gonna start using this again. So it has pages on, favorite books I've finished reading, books I've borrowed, books that I've lent out. I never lend out books, by the way. I only lend my books to Farishta, but that's because I can just pop into our house and get them. I absolutely do not lend out my books because, no, I don't trust anyone with them. I don't trust myself with them sometimes. I also don't borrow books from people because I once ruined my friend's book very unintentionally, but I've since stopped borrowing books from people. Unless it's Farishta, obviously. I'm going to start using this again just to keep track of what I've read so far this year. And the last one, my prized possession, the love of my life, the journal I die for, okay? In case you can't tell, I really love this. This is a Louise Carmen Traveler's Notebook, and it holds up to 6 notebooks. I only have 3 at the moment inside. The first notebook that I have, it is a commonplace journal. It's basically a place for you to gather everything you find interesting, whether that's quotes, whether it's ideas, reflections, interesting things you've read, anything that really resonates with you. I use it to keep track of things I find interesting. The second notebook I have here is for my social media channel. I am really committed this year to try and post more regularly to social media. That's because social media and content creation really fascinates me. I don't know if I'm really good at it quite yet, and I really struggled with posting for the last few years because my content wasn't perfect, and I realized recently that if I never started posting, it will never become perfect. So that's a big goal for me. The last notebook I have in the Louise Carmen is this red moleskin. This is my research journal. For those of you who may not know, I am also an academic. I am very interested in climate change research, not the scientific side, but more the sociological aspects and effects of climate change. So when I'm reading articles and stuff, this is where I take my notes. This is where I write down my thoughts on a certain article. Again, just to help me when I actually do start writing. That's all the journals I have. It's obviously not minimalist. Mind you, I've had a lot of these notebooks for years now. I don't really throw my notebooks away till I've completely used them up. I'll always try and repurpose them some other way. If you also keep multiple journals, or if you have any questions about getting started, feel free to ask. I will try my best, even though I'm not an expert. If you want to enable me further, drop your favorite notebook brands below. Thank you for watching, and it would love to hear from you guys. Bye.